Let's face it, short-haul business class in Europe sucks. The same seat as economy with a meal thrown in. But Turkish Airlines is the exception. Wide seats, brand new planes, and a signature drink made from strawberries. I'm in heaven. Welcome to Oslo, Norway. I'm here on the top of the Opera House, which is a beautiful place to take in the view. As discussed in the intro, in Europe, business class is a bit crap. But because we're flying with Turkish Airlines, which is sort of a Middle East carrier, and it's on the border of Europe, it's in a 2-2. So it should be a pretty good flight for 4 hours. And yes, I nearly tripped over there. Now, Oslo is famous for two particular reasons. One, because it's home of the Scream, and the second, because it's home of the Vikings. And they even have a 1,000-year-old ship, but that's enough facts because you're only here for a plane review. If you decide to visit the city centre, then there are two competing companies with train services to the airport. The Airport Express costs 210 NOK, and given how popular these trains are, it's not like you're guaranteed a seat, no matter how wonderful the interiors are. But you can also ride the local service, the VY Regional, which is green and costs half the price, and basically takes the same amount of time. And the trains are really fast, making very few stops, with the airport being 29 miles away, only taking 20 minutes by train or 35 in the car. I have to say it was such an easy journey, and I'm so amazed the train is that busy. It was about £39 return, which is a little expensive, but it's Norway. Today's flight to Istanbul, TK1754, departs at 18:45, and I've made the most of being in the city, but there's only so much walking you can do. Speaking of walking, Turkish Airlines uses the check-in desk at the furthest possible end of the terminal. The check-in should be opening in the next 10 minutes, so I'm going to get one last breath of Nordic fresh air, at least for the next 24 hours. So once the check-in did open, it's spot on 3 hours, it moved really quick. Unfortunately, just due to the time of day, immigration wasn't so efficient, and I was pleased to be in the fast-track queue courtesy of flying business class. Having cleared immigration, it's off to the SAS lounge, but by the time this video goes live, I'm not sure you'll be able to. This is going to be interesting because SAS is Star Alliance, of which all the airlines above are part of, including SAS and Turkish. It's also moving over to SkyTeam, of which all these airlines are a part of, including KLM, Air France, Delta and Virgin. At check-in, it wasn't actually the lounge which Turkish Airlines recommended, but I'm going to try my luck, and the question is, when SAS leaves Star Alliance, will you have to go elsewhere? Luckily, you can see from the very blue furniture I managed to get in, but given the very average looking bowl of pasta, I can see where the ratings for here are pretty much 3 out of 5. It's a very pleasant lounge, but there's nothing overly exciting about it. There's not really much else to say. But my dentist recently told me that hot drinks like tea increase the pH in your mouth, which causes erosion. So I made a point of brushing my teeth after meals, particularly when travelling. One filling is enough. It's not particularly big, and I imagine that's also used for international flights, and it can get extremely busy. Because I'm travelling outside the Schengen area, which is pretty much Europe, you need to allow enough time to pass through passport control. Most time I've been lucky and it's only taken no more than 5 minutes, but be warned, at certain times of the day I've seen it tail all the way back. Having left myself 20 minutes of free time, I found some nice empty gate areas, and a chance to stare at this very pretty Norse Boeing 787, which we reviewed in Premium Economy, and absolutely loved the space, and it's one of the best sleeps I've ever had.
Heading to our departure gate, F19, there's quite a queue, which suggests the flight is pretty busy. Luckily for me, there's a small but separate queue for anyone in business class. Turkish Airlines is really spoiling us, because there's even a separate and guarded seating area for those in business class or with gold status. I don't often say this about a short haul, but I am genuinely looking forward to today's flight, because it's one of Turkish Airlines' very new and shiny Airbus A321 Neos. And while I wait to board, let's have a look at today's route map. Istanbul is a mere 4 hours away, but 1,518 miles is quite a distance within Europe, touching down just before midnight.
You see through, gotta make space for the new you, like I'm old news in your rearview mirror.
When it comes to Turkish Airlines short-haul business class, it's a very simple choice. Do you want to sit by the window or the aisle? And with today's flight being only 50% full, I managed to get the best of both worlds. Business class consists of a 2-2 configuration over the first 5 rows of the plane. So to take it all in, I've perched myself in seat 5A.
Welcome on board. It's a pretty amazing product, especially if you compare it to business class in Europe. 34 inches of pitch, 20 inches of wedge, incredible.
And I have a right to be excited, because when you compare this to the competition, that's pretty phenomenal. The cabin crew are just as smiley and friendly as the best Middle Eastern carriers, and they've offered me their signature raspberry drink, which is a raspberry soda, non-alcoholic, and one of my top 5 airline welcome drinks. Here's a rare opportunity. If you're in the front half of the plane, you get to use the jet bridge. But to save time on the turnaround, the rear of the plane is boarded by a set of stairs. Great for those who want a photo of the plane. Gutted.
Let's have a seat.
Given the generous pitch, there's an abundance of floor space, the only downside being the placement of the chair legs. You may have to have a dialogue or not with the person next to you for the space in between. Always a winner, no matter what class you're travelling in, is the adjustable headrest, which should really be standard in 2024. Now, being a variant of premium economy on the long haul products, there is a wide armrest, so you shouldn't have to fight with your fellow passenger. And a small tray table at the end is a perfect place for that lovely raspberry drink. Maybe I'll have another one, or 5, who knows. The Airbus A321 Neos have this very majestic and beautiful LED lighting, which the airlines can set to their heart's content. Speaking of distractions, the in-flight entertainment is an excellent size, but it needs to be because it's pretty far away. And I'm not even joking, I'm in no way short but couldn't even reach it while sitting back in this very plush leather seat. I applaud the designer that was tasked to make the interface. That background is gorgeous, and the interface is very smooth, no lag or lack of response. And having selected a language, there's a preview of the content available. And then diving right into it, the thumbnails are large, the colour is vibrant, and it's clearly at least high definition. Content-wise, it's as good as it could be. Turkish Airlines has all the brand new movies, and an abundance of old ones, American TV shows, as well as news channels. The moving map follows the same theme, and is one of the best available. You can just sit and stare at it, or you can get involved, zoom in, and even find out information about places around the world. But why choose between the route map and a movie when Turkish Airlines has thought about this? And during the flight, screens drop down, saving you having to choose. As for headphones, I've brought my own to enjoy the takeoff undisturbed. But Turkish didn't go all cheap on us, and has very sturdy over-the-ear options from Audio Technica. These are perfectly fine for a 4-hour flight, but because they sit on the ear would probably be uncomfortable on longer routes.
We would like to draw your attention to the safety information you need to follow during this flight. Please stow your hand luggage carefully in the overhead compartments.
like I'm old news in your rearview mirror. It must be nice you went and got a penthouse, all your friends partying is real loud. Brand new money with a brand new chest, still a baby bird price straight off the nest like.
Typically, you don't get a menu on short-haul flights, so this makes a welcome change. The first page is in Turkish with the drinks menu, but folds out again to reveal today's options. If you're wondering why I've just made this face, you have to mention the words beef cheeks on a certain airline fan page, and you get a string of sighs and unhappy smileys. It's a favourite amongst airlines because it's tasty, but also lower in cost than the prime cuts, but a certain airline uses it far too much. While I wait to have my order taken and perhaps try something different from the raspberry drink, it's a good time to get a little more comfortable and show you exactly how much recline there is in the seat. In short, it's very generous. As for privacy, this is of little concern to me, because I'm the only passenger in row 5. But if you are, then you can always pull out this small plastic divider. The tray table is clever and thin, which allows the seat to be a little bit wider, but unfortunately for my camera skills, it's a two-handed job, so just bear with me. Those with OCD might not enjoy this table, and that's purely because why is it angled? Am I missing something, or do two different people create the left and right armrests? Things start off with a nice hot towel, just to feel that little bit more refreshed. And this certainly is a good looking meal. And this is only the starter, consisting of beautiful cuts of chicken, fried eggplant, and tomato salad with susme yogurt. In addition, you get a cute little platter of cheeses, a very Middle Eastern looking salad with olives and pomegranates, and a pretty sponge cake for dessert. You also get these cute little salt and pepper shakers, which, spoiler alert, if you fly on the long haul route, as we did on the Boeing 787, are made of porcelain and are designed to reflect the towers on a very pretty mosque. To enhance the experience, the cabin crew recommended a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, which is made in Turkey and described as intense with fresh tropical fruit aromas and well balanced, whatever that means. Back to the meal, and I was really enjoying myself. I may even steal the recipe. Second course, and it was time to go a little bit healthy, with a plate of grilled wild sea bream, which comes with lentil shakshuka, how could I not, and satay potatoes, again a winner.
I'm blessed.
The dessert was light and fluffy, and the perfect way to finish, and the wine, well, it was disappearing fast, as was the remaining flight time.
I'm a mess. No more you.
The toilet to passenger ratio is pretty average, with 1 at the front for the 10 business class passengers, and then 3 at the very back for economy. The bathroom on short haul flights is typically pretty boring, but being a new plane, it is extremely clean and new. What really pushes the boat out though is the addition of some wonderful products from Molten Brown, who aren't cheap, but it's always a joy to visit their stores. Back in my seat, I thought that was it, but then the cabin crew appeared with a pack of feel-good Turkish roasted hazelnuts, which I'm going to keep as a souvenir to take home to Brent. Making myself as comfortable as possible, I'm beginning to accept my fate, that I'm tired and with a 3-hour connection to Istanbul before my next flight. With the light beginning to fade as we get ever closer to Istanbul, all that's left to do is continue binge watching Night Court, with the main character a judge played by the girlfriend of Wolowitz in Big Bang Theory. It's a very mild comedy. While the Wi-Fi on the Boeing 787 was pretty good, delivering a pretty constant connection, unfortunately on the A321, it did connect but kept saying without internet. I did make at least 5 attempts just in case, but this unfortunately never changed. I truly believe the video speaks for itself, and what an amazing flight that was. I've seen countless people online write of wonderful experiences, but I just didn't believe them for myself. My expectations were exceeded in terms of the seat design, the welcome drink and the general hospitality. It's worth noting though that the older product on the A321 just doesn't compare, but if you can fly this, then it's a wonderful experience from start to finish. And if you'd like to see more, then we have an upcoming flight on the Boeing 787, which again was just delightful. It's the same product as Singapore Airlines use on their domestic routes. In fact, it was kind of funny and a little bit embarrassing that the crew recognised me from the outbound journey, but they were truly wonderful. Thank you for watching.
How can I